How are you doing today?
Yeah, very good, man. Yeah, it's good I'm having fun talking to people about this movie because it's such a bizarre film to talk about, and I'm getting a lot of I'm getting the reactions that I expected, but they're better than they're actually a lot better than I expected, which is kind of refreshing.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, because when they came to me with the script, it was not this movie at all. I basically crafted my own sort of twisted musical love story kind of 70s grindhouse spin on the thing. It was never meant to be this movie, but I was, because I'm a music video director and a commercial director, and I've directed over 300 music videos, and I have this huge music background. And a commercial background. I was able to kind of infuse a style and a look and a feel and a music thread that elevated the whole thing. You know, generally with gore, people, you know, it's hard to watch because it's usually really bloody and disgusting and realistic, and you almost don't want to watch it. So what I try to do, because it is a love story, I wanted to give it a style and a look. I storyboarded everything out, and I gave it a real sort of distinct look and feel, and sexiness, so that you kind of want to watch the scenes go down. And for women watching it, yes, it's hard to watch, but at the end of the day, if you're a little bit turned on by it, or if you think he's sexy and the scene's kind of sexy, then you might watch it. And that's ultimately what I wanted to achieve with this.
Well, I have to admit, when I first saw the trailer for Appetites, when I was asked to review and to interview yourself, the trailer didn't initially do anything for me. I kind of went, oh no, this doesn't look too good. But having watched the film in the last couple of days, I feel that it actually worked because of the black humor that was in the movie from beginning to end. Was the black humor something that was in the script from the get-go, or was it an added element that you felt the film needed in order to make it work?
Absolutely. It was not in the original script. We basically crafted the whole film from the start to finish, and plugged in as much of that dark humor as possible, because we felt, you know, in a oversaturated market of these types of movies, how do we create something original? How do I create something that's going to stand out and be its own thing? So I said, look, let's dive into this love story. Let's infuse it with this crazy music. Let's create as much. Let's create. It is a very graphic novel style film, and I originally was going to take it even farther. I originally wanted it to look kind of like Sin City. So originally it was going to feel like a wild romp through a comic book, but we didn't have the money to do it quite like that. So I decided to go 70s grindhouse instead, because obviously that's what we could afford. In the light of that, because of the style and the dark humor, it elevates the whole thing, and you realize, okay, I'm on this wild roller coaster to hell. I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to laugh my butt off and just enjoy it. Let's not take it too seriously, and that's what I would hope for.
Well, I think the use of black humor is something I feel the movie really needed in order to be successful. I don't think it may have worked on a different level, but I don't think it would have worked the same way had it done so otherwise. And because your film deals with cannibalism, I also find it comparable to the dark comedic overtones of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Was that movie an influence in any way?
You know, the original Texas Chainsaw and the second one as well are just beautifully crafted films with amazing filmmakers, and it was, you know, a one-of-a-kind film that started the genre. And I fully respect that. And in fact, I've never done a slasher gore film before, and I respect those fans because I know they're diehard fans, and I know what it's like to be a diehard fan. If you can't do something that shows them that you respect them and give them something that they can, you know, really get their heads around, then you've failed. And I really went into this with the intention of respecting that genre and giving the fans something they could really enjoy. And you know, Texas, you know, is a standard that you can only hope to, you know, live by in that genre, you know.
Right. Well, when we're first introduced to John Doe, played by Brett Roberts, he sort of reminded me of a scruffy Lorenzo Lamas from his Renegade days. But instead of having a deep, resonant voice, one that typically associates with guys with that appearance, he ended up being very soft-spoken, and it actually made me laugh out loud. I don't know if that was intentional or not, or if that is how Brett speaks.
No. We definitely built that into John Doe. Brett and I worked for months on this character. When I met Brett at a lunch in Beverly Hills, he was carrying a guitar and he played the spoons on his knee at lunch, and that's what inspired me to make this into a musical. I always wanted it to be a musical, but when I met him, I knew I could do it. I went over to his house that night and he wrote Dark Day for Daisy. I was like, that was it. From there, the whole movie just made itself. It was absolutely brilliant. And his character, when I started him slicking his hair back and giving him that kind of weird mullet, I had him cover his skin in coconut oil, so he felt like he was dripping all the time. And there's this almost almost weaselly serpent kind of feel to him. He's kind of slithering around the landscape, releasing souls from the earth as if he's some savior,
right,
of the world. So I really wanted to dive into that character and make John Doe kind of like his own mad persona that you could really get your head around. And there's a lot of John Does running around Hollywood.
Lauren Parkinson plays the lead character of Daisy, and I thought, as well as being beautiful and having the body to match, she had the acting chops to pull off some of the movie's more dramatic moments, like the rape scene. She definitely has a particular look, and she's also obviously very physical. When you were casting for that part, how many actors did you see for the role, and did she in particular stand out more than anybody else?
Yeah, we spent months casting, and I knew that I had to find these two characters. If I couldn't find Daisy and John Doe, and if they didn't work, the movie wouldn't work. I looked at hundreds and hundreds of girls. What was really nice about Lauren is that she's a country girl. She grew up in the country in I think it was Texas or something. She came to me as a country girl. She's built like a country girl. She's got she's physical. She's trained in fighting. She's trained in martial arts. She's a very physical character. And she worked so hard on this character. Like, she put in the time. She met with me for a month before the movie with Brett, and we worked on rehearsing.
Right.
And worked on her character. I showed her scenes from movies that she had never seen before. One morning on the shoot, I woke her up at 5 in the morning, and I brought in the scene, the squeal like a pig scene from Deliverance. Deliverance. She had never seen Deliverance before. I showed her the squeal like a pig scene before we shot that opening scene where she molests the guy who's dying, and I got her into this kind of mad hillbilly psycho vibe. It's like, and she got it.
Right.
That was not her. I mean, she went for it. I mean, I have her doing the scenes that didn't make in the movie will like blow you away. Like we could, I want to do a sequel because I would love to do a sequel. And if anything, if you could ask fans or put that out there that we want to do a sequel, I want fans to like go crazy so I can afford to do a sequel to this, because there's some stuff I want to do with her that will blow your brain.
Definitely. I think a sequel could be great fun. Okay, well, folks, we've been talking today with Cameron Casey. He's the director of the new horror thriller Appetites, which comes out on DVD today, courtesy of RLJ Entertainment. Casey, thanks so much for your time, and I hope we have the opportunity to talk again.
All right, look forward to it. Thanks.